Hey, what's up? Hello to my absolute favorite people. What is going on, guys? Today I'm going to talk to you guys about IIFYM, or if it fits your macros, or intuitive eating. So if you are a complete beginner and you don't know what either of these eating lifestyles or diet approaches are, have no fear. Courtney's here. I thought that was cute. So if you guys have never heard of IIFYM, or tracking macros, that is the dieting approach that I take. I absolutely love it. It has so many benefits that I will go into. Basically what IIFYM is you get a certain number of protein, carbs, and fats every single day. So you track it in your phone, or however you please, and you track the amount of grams that you eat for those 3 macronutrients every single day. Protein, carbs, and fats make up your caloric intake. You can figure out exactly how many calories you're eating just by tracking those 3 macronutrients: proteins, carbs, and fat. So the fun thing about that eating approach is that so long as it fits in your macro number category, you can fit in whatever you want. If you eat healthy all day and then you want a Pop-Tart, you can have a Pop-Tart. If you for some reason want to eat junk food all day, as long as it fits in your macros, it works for you. So also, intuitive eating is another dieting approach that I know a lot of people take, and that is literally exactly what it sounds like. You just listen to your body, you eat when you're hungry, you stop when you're full, and it's just very on your own. There's no tracking, there's no having to eat a certain amount or a certain amount of what food. It's just very based on how you feel and how your body reacts, so you have to be able to read yourself and your hunger very well. Also, can we just talk about this cute shirt? Hi, killing it. So I have kind of dibble-dabbled with both of these dieting approaches, and I don't like to call them dieting approaches because IIFYM for me has become just the way that I eat. It's not a diet, it's not like X amount of time that I'm tracking macros. This is just how I like to eat all the time, so I can ensure that I'm eating enough food, enough of the right food, and also not eating too much. So I started tracking macros back in July with a fitness YouTuber, Lynette Marie. She gave me my macros, she gave me weekly check-ins and my workouts and stuff like that. So that was the first time I kind of really dove into tracking macros. I had seen literally so many people starting to track macros on Instagram, but people on Instagram were completely filling their day with junk food. They'd eat like Pop-Tarts for breakfast and cereal for lunch and pizza for dinner because it fit into their macros. So I was like, hey, I could fit in some pizza into my diet and be okay. So when I started tracking with my coach Lynette, I started realizing how important it was to get the majority of your macros in from nutrient-dense whole foods, making sure that about like 80–85% of my diet was coming from good, healthy whole foods, and then if I wanted a little treat, I could always make it fit into my macros at the end of the night or squeeze it in throughout that day. I instantly fell in love with this mentality because that's how I feel I eat all the time. I try and eat mostly healthy. Most of my meals, if I'm just kind of eating to be in a routine, they're very healthy, nutrient-dense foods, and I like cooking at home. I don't like going out to eat a lot. So for me, it made sense. I was gonna eat healthy 80% of the time, and then hello, I have a sweet tooth. So being able to fit in ice cream and cookies and cereal, like fun treats at the end of the night after you've eaten the majority of your food from whole nutrient-dense foods, I just love that. I fell in love with that because I never felt restricted. I never felt like I could never eat a cookie again. I felt like I could kind of adjust it to how I was feeling. If I didn't want any treats, then I didn't need them. But if I wanted one and I was craving things, you could always make it fit. So one thing that I absolutely love about tracking macros is that it ensures that I'm eating, number one, enough food, because if you're going to the gym 5–6 times a week, training really hard, you need to make sure you're eating enough. Some people I know think that they eat so much food, and I'm like, okay, track your macros for literally one day and you'll realize you're eating so much less than you should be for your body to like optimally perform and for you to get enough sleep and for you to just function properly throughout the day. So tracking macros allowed me to make sure not only I was eating enough food, also, as you guys know, I had a history with binge eating, so it also really helped me not overeat a lot of the time when I was just really bored. If I felt like I was having a binging episode come on, I would just look at my macros, I would look at my MyFitnessPal and see all the food that I ate throughout that day and like actually evaluate my hunger. And if I was hungry, I would still eat something, but a lot of the time it was just that binging mentality that came back that was saying, oh my god, you're hungry, go snack on this, oh, go get a snack, go do whatever, and I actually was never hungry. So tracking macros totally allowed me to kind of reevaluate if I was hungry or just bored. So I really enjoy tracking macros. I think that it is such an easy approach to dieting, especially if you're new, especially if you're someone who cannot be on that completely clean eating meal plan 24/7. I'm not one of those people, so for me it has been extremely helpful. I feel like it has allowed me to stick to a diet and see progress with a diet, but also not feel restricted and like I'm dieting. So now on to intuitive eating. So I would like to say that I intuitively ate before macros, and this is just as simple as if I craved something, I let myself have it. If I was hungry, I ate, and if I wasn't, I didn't. I literally ate this way for years before I started tracking my macros. And the one problem that I noticed I kept having was with my mindset throughout intuitively eating. So being someone who struggled with binge eating disorder and body dysmorphia and just a whole lot of like body image issues, I could totally manipulate that mindset of, oh, I'm just not hungry, so I won't eat. And that was me secretly telling myself that I wasn't hungry and then not letting myself eat. So I'd start eating at like 4 or 5 p.m., be like, oh, I wasn't hungry all day, like I'm listening to my body, waiting to feel that hunger. And then I'd start eating it around dinner time, and then 10, 11 o'clock, midnight rolls around, and all of a sudden I'm in the kitchen binging on cereal, Pop-Tarts, Captain Crunch, and peanut butter. I don't know. And I would totally justify that midnight sort of raiding the kitchen for, oh, I didn't eat all day. Like, oh, it's okay because I wasn't hungry throughout the day. It's just like my hunger coming out now. My diet would literally consist of a dinner and then like junk food that I would binge on at the end of the night. So if you can intuitively eat and truly intuitively eat, like actually listen to your body and don't manipulate that to being scared of food and not eating at all, I think it's a great mindset to have if you are strong enough to intuitively eat and really listen to your body. Again, if you're hungry, to actually eat something, and then when you're full, to actually stop. If you don't have any history with binging or any kind of eating disorder, I think that it is a great mindset that you don't have to worry about scanning all your food in and tracking all your macros, making sure you hit them perfectly. If you don't have to track macros, that's perfectly fine. But personally, from someone who abused that system and turned it into an unhealthy, restrictive pattern of eating, it just didn't really work for me. So in conclusion, IIFYM was really hard for me in the beginning when I started tracking macros, because I realized once I ate all my macros that I couldn't go home and binge late at night. It helped to make sure that I was eating, again, enough food, but also not overeating, and this still allowed me to make progress. I love the IIFYM approach that I don't have to completely cut out any kind of food, because as soon as I know that I cut something out, I realize that I want it more. So IIFYM totally helped me not have those intense cravings because I didn't have to fully cut anything out ever. Intuitive eating is, again, like I said, hard for someone who has had an eating disorder mentality. You can easily keep saying, oh, I'm not hungry, I'm listening to my body, and have that be your eating disorder mindset saying, don't eat anything, you're not hungry, like just push past the hunger. And at the same time, you're killing your metabolism because you're not giving it any food to rev it up and start burning fat and use it for energy or anything like that. So while intuitive eating did not work perfectly for me, I think that it is a great option, again, if you have that controlled mindset and you're honest enough with yourself about if you're hungry or if you're full. But for me personally, I am going to stick to tracking macros. I have found such a love in how I can eat and how my body can thrive in the gym and how I feel good, but I'm also still losing weight. And I'm eating a diet where I eat healthy all throughout the day, and I always have something for dessert. 8:30 on the nose, I'm in the kitchen making dessert, because I don't ever want to feel restricted. I don't ever want to feel like I can't have this or I can never have that. IIFYM has totally let me look at food in a different light. You guys should never feel like on your diet that you can never have a treat again. That is what life is, and if that's the diet that you're on, girl, good luck, because it ain't gonna work. Okay, you guys, that is going to wrap up this video. I hope that this helped you guys kind of weigh the options of intuitive eating or IIFYM. Personally, I am still tracking macros. I find it the most easy and approachable way for me to kind of eat every single day, not feel restricted, but also feel like I'm on track. Also feel like I'm making progress inside and outside of the gym. So that is super important for me, and I just love being able to eat endless amounts of Captain Crunch if I fit it in my macros. Who wouldn't? If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that little thumbs up button. Also, make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you never miss out on all the videos I'm gonna post. I say this in every single one. You guys should be subscribed already. If you guys have any questions on IIFYM or how I started tracking macros, or my history with intuitive eating, or my history with binge eating and then trying to diet, always feel free to leave me a comment down below in the comment section, and I will always reply to every single comment on my videos. And you can also feel free to email me. I will put that in the description box. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will see you in the next one.